This episode,
we review director Steven Spielberg's alien conspiracy film, Disclosure Day, and director Kane Parson's horror film, Backrooms.
We predict the films likely to join the Super Mario Galaxy movie in crossing the $1 billion mark at the box office for the remainder of 2026.
And we get excited for Death of Robin Hood director Michael Sarnoski's Death Stranding movie.
With new episodes airing every 2 weeks on Tuesdays, this is Split Focus, a film and TV podcast. I'm Simon Eady.
And I'm Adrian Pinter.
Welcome to episode 138. Adrian Pinter.
Hey.
It's been a week. It's been a week of some serious game announcements. And I'm just curious. From all the announcements from Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and various other things, Summer Games Fest, what do you think is your most anticipated game in the next little bit? I know we're a film and TV podcast, but let's just start a little thought exercise.
Oh, dude. I feel like you already know what it is. I think you already know. It's Final Fantasy VII Revelation, my friend.
Very good, very good.
Of course. Very close second, Persona 6, baby. You know me. You know my JRPG love.
The trailer sucked.
How dare you? It's a teaser, okay? We got Persona.
I hate teasers. I don't think games should have teasers. I really don't think that. They didn't even start that game. That's ridiculous. I hate when.
No, they did.
Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer. What a bad the Last Ronin or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that was a bad teaser. That was bad. I was like, what is this? A friggin' screenshot? Why did you do this?
Yeah, it's interesting because that game was announced a while ago by a different studio and a different team, and then that was like canceled after I think the studio got shut down, and now it's being that specific story is being remade by Platinum Games, who's fairly hit or miss, but they have made my beloved Nier Automata, so I'm quite intrigued about that. But yeah, that's not much. For me, I'm okay with Persona 6 being a teaser because I know it's coming up relatively soon. It's been quite a while since Persona 5. We're getting Persona 4 Revival early next year.
Don't know that, but
I do know it. You
don't.
Don't you dare.
You don't literally know it.
I know it, dude. Don't. They talk to me behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it's coming up soon. It's coming up fast. But again, they even said that they're not going to talk about Persona 6 much until after Persona 4 Revival comes out, which again is early February. So I'm very excited about that as well, my friend.
Wow, exciting stuff.
So a lot to look forward to. What about you, man? What were your most hyped announcements? What were the things where you were like, wow?
That were announced at this gaming, whatever, Summer of Gaming Festival, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, one of the 5 conferences that happened.
Yeah. I think my most anticipated, believe it or not. Actually, can you guess it? See if you can guess it.
Is it Control Resonant?
No.
Okay.
You get one more guess.
I get one more guess?
Yeah, well, it's just for the hell of it. Why not?
Are
you frozen?
Kingdom Hearts 4.
Oh. Okay. I thought I
you
lost
haven't even played the third one.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4. Imagine. What another ridiculous trailer. Some of these trailers, I'm just like, what are you doing here? What are you doing? I just don't understand. What's your angle?
Great trailer. That was a great trailer. They showed a bunch of new characters that you would only know about if you've played the mobile game that was only released in Japan.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
The Kingdom Hearts mobile game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what redonkulous series in that regard. But no. The problem with that trailer is there's no date. Like, it's gonna come to Nintendo. It's like, we know you didn't need to do this. You didn't need this. Thank you so much. Come on, Square Enix, get it together.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch at launch. It was funny because there was some news outlets reporting me like, oh, this store is showing that Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming out in 2027. I'm like, no, it's not. That store doesn't know shit.
Yeah, they don't know anything.
I'm like, they're just putting a date. They're just like, yeah, probably. But no,
you got to grasp at straws when you're these organizations. You need the clicks. You need them to click your article. But no, my most anticipated game, believe it or not, Adrian, I feel like I should have tried to guess for you. Damn, that was a missed opportunity. Because I might have been.
I mean, you would have guessed it.
Yeah.
Probably. Would you not have guessed Final Fantasy?
I might have guessed Persona actually, even though that trailer I think was bad. But because it showed nothing. But my most anticipated game is Fable, Adrian. That friggin' thing looks fantastic. Haley Atwell's in it for some reason now. It's just that trailer was just actually excellent, like the trailer itself. But then 30 minutes of gameplay came out right after it. They showed more gameplay, and it looks really, really cool. The life sim aspect of Fable. Fable's like a big RPG and like a kind of storybook, kind of fantasy RPG role-playing game. It's pretty cool, but the old Fable games had that idea of the life sim. You can like, own property and then rent it out to random NPCs, but they're like they have 1,000 voiced NPCs, like non-playable characters in this game, and it looks crazy. Like you can romance any of them, you can get on their bad side. There's a reputation system with all of them. I feel like role-playing games now, in at least the Western ones, in 2026 and to the 2020s, there's just not enough of them that go for the reputation system. I just feel like this is a little bit of a lost art. I don't love morality system like Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm not a big fan of like the linear morality. I'm not a huge fan of that. But Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 does an okay job of having like this, like you have reputation in each of these cities, and how they react to you is based on the reputation you have. I feel like that is a good thing to have. It's missing though in a lot of RPGs nowadays. I'm happy they're doing this in such a deep way, because like you can be rich and somebody will hate you because you're rich, and then you can be rich and someone will love you because you're rich in each of the individual towns, like each of the 1,000 NPCs. Anyway, that's my most anticipated. Other than that is Dawn of Bloodwalker, but I feel like
nice.
Sorry, Blood of Dawnwalker. God damn it, that name is
Dawn
interchangeable for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
That looks good. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, Fable looks really good. It is a little annoying that it's coming out right next to Persona 4, just because I'm going to prioritize Persona. I'll probably still buy Fable just to send the message, because all of a sudden Xbox is like, we're not releasing some of our games on PlayStation, and it's such inconsistent messaging. They're like, we plan to release multiplayer games on both consoles, and then anything that's been announced will be on PlayStation. But then they proceeded to announce like 3 additional games that are also single player for PlayStation.
Right. State of Decay 3 is the most prominent one for me. I'm like, I don't know what you're doing here.
About. But then they also announced Senua.
That one's weird, but at least they have a history of having Senua's Sacrifice and the Senua Saga.
Gears, they released Gears Ultimate Edition as well. Like last year on PlayStation, and now they're like
Gears of War Reloaded.
We're not doing the
Ultimate Edition.
Whatever,
because they have 50
same
names
fucking
for
thing.
That. Same thing.
And then and apparently that switch up for Gears not coming to PlayStation was done like very last minute. Like Walmart released their PlayStation SKU on their website. Things were like discussed very, very quickly. Like there is a near completed version of the PlayStation 5, like Gears of War, E-Day. Reportedly, but I'm quite confident that it is the case.
The weirdest thing with that for E-Day is that they had on the official did you see this official Xbox podcast? They showed the trailer, and then at the end of the trailer it said it's coming to PS5. It's like, come on, guys, you couldn't check that? Like, how last minute was this decision? And then somebody, what's his name? I can't remember. It was one of the big Xbox executives. No, the big Xbox executives. He came out and said,
Sharma, Matt Booty.
No, not those guys. They're the other guy.
Aaron Greenberg.
Aaron Greenberg. Yeah, Aaron. Yeah, he had mentioned that he's like, this wasn't last minute at all. And like Tom Warren at The Verge was like, no, this was clearly last minute. Like, look at the trail. It's right there. You just posted it on your freaking own podcast. It's not like it's a non-official podcast. It's an official anyway. Because they had never announced E-Day was coming to PlayStation initially. They had the leeway to not do it, which is fair. But State of Decay has never been on PlayStation. That's why I'm shocked by State of Decay more than anything else. It's a co-op game, not really a live service game. So like, it's not a multiplayer. Like you require the players to like massive numbers of players to get in the server and play. That's not how that works. Yeah. Anyway, it's a bit of a shocking one. I'm sorry. My second pick, I'm really excited for Blood of Dawnwalker, but my second pick is actually not that. It's God of War Laufey. I think that looks awesome. I think that looks. I love the Wonder style of Santa Monica Studios and how they do this. They never cut away. They just kind of do this like full one shot type situation with like the entire game from action sequence to cutscene, etc., which is very rare. There's not very many games that do that. Like Dead Space does that, I think, and and God of War and
Yep.
God of War God of War Ragnarok. Anyway, I'm very excited for that, and it looks really imaginative and interesting. It takes place in the afterlife with God of War, Kratos' wife, Faye. But anyway, yes, let's move on now, Adrian. Speaking of oneers, to the thing we just watched recently. And getting into what we've been watching, we just saw Disclosure Day in theaters yesterday. We saw it at the Ultra AVX Theater, like the kind of the premium format in Guelph. And Disclosure Day is director Steven Spielberg's newest film. It stars Emily Blunt and Josh O'Connor. And it is basically about a disclosure of aliens on Earth type situation, as shown in the trailer. And there's a lot of cool stuff in the trailer. And I feel like the neat thing about the trailer is that it doesn't give away the third act, which is what Steven Spielberg said. And I really appreciate that. Really cool. But the reason why I segued with a oneer is that there's a really, really cool oneer in the beginning of this movie. And I feel like the way this movie is shot in particular is like, it's just the Steven Spielberg, like classic magic. Like he's just got this magic of the way he frames shots. It all seems almost too simple, but it's not simple. Like there's so many complex things in the background. It's like he just does it with such ease that it seems like he's such a pro. It's crazy. He's so unique in the way he shoots every movie he makes. It's amazing. It's really good. But
yeah, and like partnered with like John Williams' score, there's something nostalgic about this movie.
Yeah, sure.
I can't put my finger on it. Like you're watching it and you're like, this seems like a classic. Weirdly enough, even though it's a modern day movie, like I don't know, it like tingled something in my brain that I don't know, it just made me feel really, really good. And again, it just like reminded me of my youth watching like some of his older movies and stuff like that. There's a weirdness to it, and again, I'm a big fan of this movie. I think you are as well, based on that initial sentence there.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I feel like it was funny. We left the theater and you're like, this is the best movie I saw this week. I was like, I mean, I don't know what that necessarily says, but there was a movie we saw in theaters this week as well that we can talk about. And I wasn't sure that necessarily you wouldn't like that movie better. And we'll talk about that in a second. But I definitely think this might be my favorite movie of the year. There are problems with it from like but they're problems in such a minimal way that it just doesn't matter. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to talk about them. But there's like something I find a little bit hokey, but I get why they went this direction, and I appreciate it. But I just think that the acting from Emily Blunt is freaking incredible.
Oh my goodness!
There's one scene like it's on like this train car, and I was like, this is like a really like I'm like, is she going to win the Oscar for this movie? Maybe, because she's like doing so much in this movie constantly. It's so many different things. And she just seems so natural doing it. Like she's got a British accent. She's speaking an American one for the movie, but then she's speaking in multiple languages at times. It's like, what is going on here? It's crazy. And some of the moments, like on an emotional level, I cried quite a few times in this film, like at various points, and like it caught me off guard. I was also a little bit overtired, to be fair. I woke up at like 4 a.m. to like help host the golf tournament. Like I wasn't at the golf tournament. I was like doing like volunteer work at this charity golf tournament. And so I was like up really early in the morning, and then we saw this at 7 at night, and the movie's not exactly short. It's like 2.5 hours long. So I was a little bit exhausted by the end of it, but there was a lot of moments that got me on an emotional level. Like it's a very human movie. And it's also very hopeful. Like, I feel like that's the word I would use to describe it. Is like, there's a lot of like hope in it. Like it's a kind of a theme that runs through it. There's like I'll throw it to you because I've talked enough, but I like the overall, how it pulls, like there's action, there's a lot of everything in this movie. And I would agree that it's very nostalgic. But would like your overall thoughts? I guess you've given, but like if you want to go into any detail about the things you like.
Yeah, no. I truly, really, really liked this movie. Maybe even loved this movie. And yeah, there is like this level of hopefulness sprinkled throughout it. It's talking about faith, not only in religion but in the human race in a lot of ways. Yeah, and it's like. And really just kind of, making you as the viewer, as well as, again, the cast of the movie, like question, like, how far are we willing to go? And like, what is going to be the impact of, or the implications of getting this job done. I guess it's tough to kind of talk about this in detail without sharing key plot points. But yeah, again, there is like this level of like, can you trust the human race with information? And it's like, at least right now, we've been kind of proven it's like in a lot of ways you can't. There's so many bad actors out there, not like literal bad actors in this film. I mean like bad actors in general. Just to clarify. And
there's a lot of good actors in this movie. Coleman Domingo also a standout for me. Very good.
Yeah, I'm a big I really like Coleman Domingo, man. He's awesome. And again, I'm becoming a very big Josh O'Connor fan as well. I've only seen him in 3 things, but all 3 things I've seen him in, I've loved. Challengers, I think he's amazing in. Wake Up Dead Man, he's the star of the show. And then again, in this movie, he's amazing. But as you mentioned before, Emily Blunt is remarkable in this movie. And I was like sitting there and I left and I was talking to my wife because she came with us along with your wife, who didn't like the movie, which interested me. My wife she liked it. She was like, she was warm on it, I would say. But I was like, man, Emily Blunt is kind of one of those chameleon actors as well. Like, she just kind of falls into this role. I mean, I just recently saw her in Devil Wears Prada, both 1 and 2. And then I was like thinking about other roles, and I'm like, Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, whatever that movie's called now. And a bunch of other films that I've seen her in. And I feel like she just does such a good job. Quiet Place, being these like different characters and just embodies them so well. Pardon me?
Oppenheimer
as well. And like, she's one of those, again, chameleon actors. And then my wife kind of brought up, she like, because there was the Odyssey trailer and like Robert Pattinson is in that. And she's like, yeah, I feel like, Robert Pattinson's kind of, a chameleon actor. I'm like, definitely. Like, definitely. So it's just like, I just think she was so good in this. And you mentioned, there's this scene on the train where I'm like, yeah, man, if she's going to win an Oscar, I feel like I don't know if she's ever won an Oscar before. Now that I say that out loud. Actor award for outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture. Let's see.
She hasn't won.
No, she's just been nominated. But I feel like this is kind of the opportunity for her. I think she was, genuinely remarkable in the way this story kind of plays out. It had me at the edge of my seat. I think the opening of this movie as well just throws you right in, just like knocks you in the face.
That's crazy. It's a crazy beginning to a movie. I loved it a lot. Like, I thought it was like, I was like, whoa, getting us right in there.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like this movie doesn't skip a beat. Like, I was not bored. And I think I mentioned after we left the movie, I was like, I could have sat in that theater for like another hour and he could have kept on telling me things in this universe. And I would have just been like, I'm down, man. I'll eat anything that you give me right now. Eve Hewson, she plays one of the characters as well. Josh O'Connor's like, I guess, like partner, love interest. I've never seen her in anything before. I'm not sure if you have, but I think she did really good. Colin Firth is also a delight. I just think nobody really missed in this movie.
Wyatt Russell, pretty entertaining.
Was he in the trailers? Because I don't remember him in the trailers.
I don't think he's in the trailers. I saw him in an interview. They were doing like when he's like on the circuit for the tour for the film. So I knew he was in it from that. I'm like, I don't think I've seen him in the trailers. When I saw him in the interviews, I'm like, oh, Wyatt Russell's in this. That's cool. Good for him.
Understood. Yeah. So, yeah, really loved it. I just think as a whole, again, it's tough to talk about because I think the trailers did a lot of good stuff, not revealing too much. I didn't watch the 3rd trailer, which they released just before this movie, so I don't know what's in there. Maybe they revealed more. But this movie does a lot of interesting stuff. And again, I did not know where it was going.
There's an element of like the set pieces are interesting too, and like they use like a lot of little tricks. There's this one trick in like this, like with this fire truck is at one point in this like house that I thought was really cool. And like the way that they do some of the action sequences were really neat as well. Like there's some car chases you can see in the trailer as well. But there's like they do a lot of like neat things, and they don't hold on I don't want to say gimmick, but they don't hold on these ideas too long, like to try to like just keep repeating them. They like change up like the MO of how some of this almost magical stuff happens, because you can see in the trailer like there's some weird stuff going on with this like whatever these aliens I guess are. And so like the
Mhm.
question, like there's some neat things where he does some, I don't, again, I can't explain that too much too, but there's like, there's an element,
Tough
there's
talking
a,
about.
you can see in like the trailer where Colin Firth is, so to give a hint to you and give a hint to the audience, I guess. There's that Colin Firth is like he's got the thing in his mouth and he's got the thing he's strapped to a chair. He's doing that.
Yeah.
That trick is neat because I don't feel like they overuse that, but they use it just enough. Like it seems like it's so fine tuned. Like everything about this movie, it seems effortless, but Spielberg seemed to have put all of it together in a very, very competent way and like a very deep way.
Mhm.
And there's a lot, again, I just want to point out again, the emotionality of it, the overall, like, I just feel like that aspect is a very human and very hopeful movie. Is kind of the last, I guess, my lasting impression of it. But the more I think about
Yeah.
it, the more I seem to like, I don't know. I don't know. It's cool in this day and age too. It's kind of a bleak time right now. And so it's interesting. Even in
Mhm.
this film, some of the politics in the movie seem kind of bleak. And it's cool to see,
Mhm.
like you mentioned it earlier, but bringing up this idea of like, what would have happened if everyone knew that there was potential aliens? Like again, in the theme of the movie being called Disclosure Day, like what if we knew for sure, like we had evidence, like what kind of, how would humans react to it is a big theme in the movie too. And yeah, I don't know, it approaches it in a very interesting way. I like it a lot. It's such a fun movie to watch too. It's not too heavy, but it's also
Mhm.
it's an action movie, and I don't know, it's funny at times as well. There's not that many funny
Yep.
moments, but it's cool because it's told very earnestly as well. Like it takes itself seriously, but it's not hokey. It's funny because when you look at like Hideo Kojima production, he does everything seemingly earnestly, but it's almost at times you're like, this is really hokey. But if you completely take it seriously and do it with a straight face, it seems to work. Even in this movie, like there's some things that are kind of hokey, but it doesn't really matter because you're taking it seriously. You're doing it earnestly with the music, John
Yeah.
Williams in the background. It all seems to just mesh together and work well. Anyway, I really like it. It's my favorite movie
Yeah.
of the year, I believe.
Yeah,
For this
interesting.
one.
Yeah, it's not my favorite movie, but it's up there. I don't think it's like without its faults. I think there are like a few moments throughout the movie. It's again, not we can't really talk about it specifically, spoileries, but there are almost like plot conveniency moments in a couple moments, like a couple parts of the movie where it's like, oh, you could have just done this, or they set up specific tools that they could have used in a specific situation that they don't bring back. But again, like since it is just a absolute like you know it's just like an absolute romp to watch with like amazing actors and you just believe it all. So I don't know, I can kind of look past a couple of the flaws there. I mean, it's exponentially better than Ready Player One is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Let's get into the other thing we watched then, shall we?
Cool.
Let's go
Yeah.
into Backrooms, which we also saw in theaters, but earlier this week.
Yes.
I'll let you go take it away first because I talked a lot in the beginning of the Disclosure Day discussion.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we watched Backrooms in theaters. This is the Kane Parsons directed A24 movie based on his YouTube series of the same name. His YouTube channel is called Kane Pixels. I think there's 24 or so like videos mainline and a couple of hidden videos and everything. And I went into this movie fairly excited. I watched the Backrooms like YouTube stuff. And it is cool that, I mean, everyone keeps on talking about it, like Kane Parsons, the youngest director of a feature horror movie. It's doing incredibly well and all that. And it is truly impressive. But I think this movie's pretty darn good. It's interesting. So I went in with expectations in both the Backrooms Backrooms. It's not the Backrooms, in both Backrooms and Disclosure Day, but very different types of expectations. Disclosure Day, I went in with high expectations because it's Steven Spielberg and the trailer looked fantastic and my expectations were met. Backrooms, I went into with expectations of how the story might play out based on the YouTube stuff. And I guess it's a fault of me that it left me slightly disappointed, specifically with how kind of the third act plays out a little bit. It gets a little bit wacky and over-explaining in some ways, and I never picked up on that stuff in the YouTube series that he has released. And again, I think that's more of a fault of me as opposed to a fault of the movie itself, because you should be able to go into this movie and get a full understanding of what's happening, kind of, and full enjoyment without going back into the YouTube series. The nice part about it, though, is that there are a lot of like cool little references to the YouTube series, and there's like a lot of lore from the YouTube series that they bring forward. And ultimately, I find that this movie is technically a sequel to all of those other videos, which is pretty cool. But at the same time, as I mentioned, like, it made me have specific expectations that I just don't think were met fully. And I'm curious if you agree, where I found that the third act of this movie, although interesting, kind of fell apart a bit for me. This movie is a test of patience in a lot of ways. I think, and it's really good at building tensions for the first 2/3 of this movie. And it's slow, it's plotting, it feels deliberate. And I really liked that. I like that feeling. But the issue I had is that the payoff for all that patience was not necessarily met. It was frightening, but not like terrifying as I wanted it to be. And the YouTube series, again, isn't necessarily like terrifying. It's, again, like, it's unsettling in a lot of ways. And I guess the movie nails that vibe. But I just feel like there was a little bit left to be desired ultimately. I still really enjoyed it. I think all the performances in this movie were really, really great. I think Chiwetel Ejiofor is remarkable. Renee, I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Renata. Yeah.
Okay.
Rensve?
She's a French woman, if I recall correctly. I haven't seen her in anything. Riensve. Oh, sorry, no, she's Norwegian. My apologies. I think she's remarkable in this movie. And it does like a lot of really cool things. And I almost want to say it sets up a universe that could continue, but it doesn't necessarily set up a universe. It just continues a universe. And I think you could add on to this as well and create sequels of the Backrooms and, get more out of this. I just,
well, I think for most people it would be the continuation, but sorry, it'd be a starting point. I should say, not a continuation.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah.
But again, I'm curious about your perspective, because you didn't watch the YouTube stuff. You didn't watch the found footage information or like found footage videos. I assume you don't really know much about the Backrooms.
No. I think this is a pretty good movie. I agree, though. The third act, there's something wrong with it. I don't know. It's like there's a. I don't know. It felt like as well. Like there's almost like a tiny. There's like a time issue. Like we're not sure where the time went in some spots, which is okay because it's a very crazy events are happening. I just don't love the ending, like the very ending especially. But I also think Chiwetel Ejiofor is like his acting is amazing throughout the film, no matter what he's asked to do, which is good. I just also wonder, his character development is odd to me. I'm like, how did we get from here to here? It was kind of my question, because I didn't quite get the answer of how he got there. I didn't really understand that. It seems like a dramatic turn, but I don't know. It's just something that was a little odd. Like,
I think I get where you're coming from, but I do feel like they did a decent job planting the seeds with the initial.
They did, but yeah, I liked him though. I thought he was endearing. Like to start the movie, like right at the beginning, I'm like, oh yeah, I like this guy. This guy, he's got problems. Clearly, he's got issues. Okay, cool. But you're like, okay, but he's also a relatable person in many ways. And then at a certain point, he becomes less relatable. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure if I don't hate that. It's a bit confusing because there's so much other wacky stuff going on that I'm questioning, like, how much of this is influenced by the actual nature of this place versus who he is. Like, I don't really get that. And I kind of need to see more now, especially based on how it ended. The ending was super unsatisfying from many angles, because I was like, well, okay, this is just I understand what's going on. Even the last shot, I'm like, that's a puzzling choice because what you just told us like seconds ago. I'm like, why would you? I understand why you did that because you want to create even more mystery, perhaps, in the way that you end it. But I wasn't a big fan of that. What I will say, though, on a perspective of like positives, I think that the way the movie is shot, the way the set designs in particular, are really, really cool. Like there's a lot of work and put into that specifically, and I think that that's excellent. Like all of the weird shit that's in this giant liminal space, like it's crazy huge, and there's a labyrinth, and there's a lot of cool stuff, like the door work, even like the multiple doorknobs and like a tiny door type situation. There's like many different weird things. Like what's going on here? Nothing is quite right. I thought that was really cool overall. That there's a lot of work in the set design and even the visual effects to get that to work, and that you can see where the budget went. I feel like that's the majority of where it went, is it just getting it the look as cool as it does, because it's really interesting. It's very creepy and neat, but yeah, it just felt a little incomplete. Actually, there's like the way it's shot in general, forgetting the set design, is really interesting too. There's almost like, I feel like it feels like sometimes the way it's shot is almost like Breaking Bad. I don't know what it is. It's like inspired by that. And so I know that's a very strange thing, like a Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, like those guys working on those shows, like the DP, like the principal photography on that. There's some elements of it that I'm like, this is cool the way it's done. The other thing that was neat, but like I can completely see it now. I saw an interview with Kane Parsons where he was talking about how he took inspiration from Portal, and I completely understand where that came from now. The trailer didn't tell me that really, but in this, I'm really intrigued by this idea. I love Portal as a video game. I think that game from Valve is amazing. It's like a I don't know. I don't think about it very often because they don't remaster that game. They don't bring it to any other new platforms. I don't know why. Portal 2 is the game that I played specifically, but there's this mysterious aspect of it, the mysterious organization aspect of it, and these weird empty spaces. It's a very strange, like, how does this place go on forever type of idea in Portal? Like, what is going on here? Like, it just seems to, these testing rooms just seem to go on forever. Portal, of course, is this puzzle game where you basically make one portal and then you make another, and it's a physics-based like puzzle game where you would enter through the portal and then appear on the other side, but they're basically locking you into various rooms, or you have to use objects to get from one place to another to be able to traverse to get to the end of the level. And these levels just keep getting bigger and more complex as they go. But there's this weird shadowy organization like in the background, and there's like these AI elements that are talking to you, and they seem nefarious in some way, but they're like, J.K. Simmons is actually in this. He voices a character in it as well, which is kind of cool. But it's awesome. Portal 2 is amazing, and I completely see where he drew inspiration for that. The quietness of Portal 2, there's an element of like Chiwetel Ejiofor like traveling through this weird space, and there's this strange cutout of a person speaking a foreign language. Anyway, it's good. I like the movie a lot. I just think the ending is weird, and I think that they kind of forget about character a little bit too much for my taste in the case of Chiwetel Ejiofor, but also Renata Rensve in some way, because she's not really followed necessarily as the core. She's a main character, but she's like, I don't know. It's a strange way it's done. It almost feels like it's like Barbarian in the way that the plot is kind of structured.
I was going to make a reference to Barbarian.
I felt like that was more competent though. Like the way it's done is like on a character development, a plot, like the character aspect of it, I felt more competent in that way. But maybe that's a testament to this kid being 20. So maybe the next movie he makes is going to be, because this is very impressive in general, but it's even more impressive when you look at the fact that he's 20. But I think a Barbarian is kind of, the structure is kind of similar in some way. The time jumping aspect of it and the weirdness of it. But I love the concept of it. I love the concept. I'm never going to go back and watch the YouTube series. And the more you say 24 episodes, I'm like, no. But I do think
they're
I
short,
love this
though.
idea.
Like some are like, some episodes are like 2 minutes long, and then there are some that are a little bit longer. Like I think the longest one's like 40 some odd minutes. And like if you go back and watch any of them at the very least, like it's worth watching the found footage ones. There's 3 of them, and it's very akin to some of the scenes in the movie where they're walking around with
found footage.
camcorder. Yeah.
Just the beginning of the movie. The movie starts like that. I'm like, did I not remember the trailer? Is the whole movie going to be like this? This is the first thought I had. But I'm like, no, it's not. I remember that like there was like other types of shooting. But yeah, I love that too. The found footage works within the film really well, and they used it in a clever way. I think that was the other thing that was cool, that they used that like in a very clever way of when they actually do the found footage aspects and when they stop doing that. It's cool too. Yeah.
Do you think this is going to get a sequel? I mean, it's doing incredibly well at the box office. Like, do you think it requires a sequel?
Requires one?
Yeah.
Well, nothing requires one. Well, I guess something does if you just leave it completely open-ended with the intention of making a sequel. You needed it for the Lord of the Rings, right? I guess. But I mean, I think it kind of, he's going to do it, right? So he's doing it. They think they greenlit that already. I don't know if that was in the montage or
wonderful.
Not. It might be in the montage, and then you can comment on it again. But
it is. Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, I kind of feel like it does. What do you think it does?
I think so. I think that it's interesting. They answer a lot of mystery. Like, how can I word this? It reminds me a lot of like Lost in a weird way, where it answers some mysteries, but it makes way more, like it gives way more questions than answers. And the things that they do answer, I almost wish they didn't. And I wish they answered other things about it. It's weird. And I think that's kind of what left me a little bit dissatisfied with the conclusion, where I was like, I kind of didn't want to know this stuff. I wanted to know the other stuff. And you're kind of keeping that vague. So I'm curious.
On that line, I wanted to know about the characters and not about the mystery, if that makes sense. Like I wanted to get, because I didn't think we would get the answer to the mystery anyway. So just based on the way that these horror movies go and the mystery films. So I was like, that's what I wanted. I wanted to know, like, I wanted to get to know more of Chiwetel Ejiofor's character, and I wanted to get like that perspective. That's personally what I wanted. And the rest of it, you could have left vague, as opposed to over explaining. But now that you've explained some of it, now I would like a sequel. And that might have been what you were trying to get at. But also Mark Duplass, I think, is like completely underutilized. So like you introduce this person, and like he's clearly in the movie. He's been on the tour for the film. Like, I don't think he's in the trailer much. I'm not sure. But regardless of that, like I feel like you now have to do something with this, because like you definitely asked more questions at the end. You're right. That's the problem with the third act, is that they start asking repeated questions. Like, no, don't ask me to ask these questions now. It's the movie's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of what the vibe I got. So that's kind of why they need a sequel for that.
Yeah, they do reference, again, like you do get some of the questions that they ask from the YouTube stuff, but again, I just feel like it's like, even me knowing that information, it still left me wholly unsatisfied in a lot of ways. And it's just, I'm curious, because you could go a couple of different directions. You could do a prequel to this movie, and maybe you focus on Mark Duplass's character a little bit more, because it just seems like he should have been a more prominent role. You see him in a few scenes, and it's like, okay, what does he mean? Like, what's his purpose, sort of thing? And I feel like you could go back and kind of reveal that information, or you could just do kind of a direct continuation. But I don't really know. I don't really know where you go with it. Like, is it going to be an anthology? Is it going to be like, again, a direct continuation with some of the characters? Like, it's good though. Yeah. Like it sounds like we're being very negative about it. Like, I did really like this movie still. Like, I enjoyed it. I just felt, again, like a little bit dissatisfied with the conclusion.
Yeah, I try to be even, I think. Like, I mean, I really like the way it's shot. I love the overall set design. I love the acting in it. And I love the first two acts a lot, and even the third one is good. I like it too. I'm confused a little bit, because it felt like there's stuff missing that I feel like we should have, and there's things they addressed that they shouldn't have. That's a good way that you described it there. I feel like that's the problem. It's like you answered things that I did not expect you to answer, and then you didn't answer things that I did. And I was like, oh, why did you do that? Because it's like, I don't know. It's tough. You know what's interesting too, and it made me reflect, because obviously, this movie is huge, and we talked about this last episode. Obviously, Obsession is huge, both by young directors who hadn't really directed a major feature before. And so they're like these big movies, and they're tiny budgets, but huge box office successes. which is great. It's like their profit margin is massive, which the studios who back them must be thrilled about. But I find it's interesting when you look at them both. They're both horror films, and one of them has an absolutely like rock solid ending. One of the best endings in a horror movie that I've seen. And it's very satisfying. And it's satisfying. It's also torturous, but it's still really satisfying. Versus this, which I feel like in Backrooms is kind of, I don't like, you kind of didn't quite realize your vision by the end. And that's kind of disappointing because it feels like it could have gone. It's funny because it's rated very highly. Like the rating kept going up. Disclosure Days dropped like a rock. It's at 84 now. It was 91 or something when I looked at it first. And Obsession's still 90s, but I think Backrooms is still high 80s or like low 90s. So it's like on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm talking about like in terms of reviews. Yeah, 88, which is very high. Like, I'm like, I don't know about that. It's strange because like I always think about how Rotten Tomatoes is, again, it's a 1 or 0, like or dislike, and you think that more people would be dissatisfied with this ending versus like Disclosure Day. Like, what do you not like about Disclosure Day? Is it too happy for you? Like, not happy, but like hopeful? Are you like you a cynic? Like, you a very cynical person? Like, why is this movie the way it ends? Like, that's okay for you, but maybe they're also cutting this person a break because it's not Steven Spielberg. It's a person who's directing their first feature. Is that maybe what's happening too? I always wonder what goes into these like scores too, like these likes or dislikes. You rated Disclosure Day less than a 60%. Like you think it's less than it's like a 5 out of 10. Really? It seems bizarre to me. I don't even like. I think about Interstellar, dude. I'm like thinking about this recently because I was thinking about the 5s out of 5s that I have on Letterboxd. And I'm like, if I remember correctly, Interstellar is like low. It was like a low 80. And I looked at it and it's like a 74. I'm like, Interstellar's a 74 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, what are you talking about?
It's crazy, yeah.
Like, you didn't like it?
Movie's, I think, one of the few perfect movies out there.
But I think what it is,
I love that movie.
There might be like a revisionist history situation with that film too, because maybe people watched it and didn't like it because they didn't get it. And then over time they started to get it maybe, and that's why it's like the reviews were from then in 2014, and now everyone loves it because people watch it like massive. And I think it was Christopher Nolan that was saying that it's one of the movies that he talks to people about the most. Like, it comes up like a lot, like in his conversations. He's made, like, obviously he's got a huge filmography at this point, but they still like, they bring up Interstellar like as one of the movies it gets mentioned the most. But anyway, yeah, I think this Backrooms, good. I hope for a sequel to be potentially great, and I hope to get answers and more character development in the third act. That's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah,
more.
Yeah, me too. It is interesting because, again, you did compare it to Obsession as well, but like Obsession feels complete, and this does not.
Yes,
and I think that's kind of the key thing. Anyway,
but they're very different movies too. Like, incredibly different as well.
Very
to be
much
fair
so.
To them, as
they're
horror
both
movies.
horror, but like night and day difference in the genre, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool, man. All right, let's move on to what we've both been watching individually. I'll throw it to you first if you've been watching anything you want to talk about.
I have not, man. I've not watched much in the past couple weeks. Just I've not. Just been dealing with some stuff, unfortunately, and not been in a good headspace, man. Unfortunately, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
I guess I may as well. I mean, I talked to you a little bit about it, unfortunately, my wife and I, our little kitty cat Pesci passed away. He was at the vet when we were recording last week. I feel like I wasn't fully on last week as well, and unfortunately passed away shortly thereafter. And I don't know, it's been tough, man. It's like, losing a pet is one thing. It's awful. Like, it sucks. Like, it just breaks you. But it's like, he was like, I worded it in a way, like, to my wife, like, I feel like he was such an like integral part of our relationship. Like, he came into our lives shortly after her and I started dating, and he was like ours together. Yeah. And we bought our house here, and like, he came with us. My Wi-Fi name is Pesci's Place. It still is.
Aww. Nice.
So like, it's we've been really heartbroken about it. and like we really miss him and everything like that. And it's been tough to like really consume like other media. So it was like we had like a trip planned for our friend's birthday shortly thereafter. So we got out of the house for a few days, and it was nice to kind of disconnect, but it like coming back home from that trip, it just like hit us like a ton of bricks again. And it's been tough to deal with it all in a way. And I know, it is a pet, but like my wife and I, we don't want to have kids. Like it's not in the cards. And there was like this weirdly paternal, like maternal instinct to this little cat he was our little guy. Like he was everywhere in this house, and we were spending time with him all the time. Like he was our little baby. So it's been rough. And really the media that I've been consuming the most is like Star Wars Outlaws, like the video game I've talked about for the past couple weeks. And
right.
I was talking about like how I really like this game, but like it's kind of shifted a lot in my brain to like, now I love this game. There's, the main character.
They're going to say the other way. I don't know.
No, man. Like I truly love this game. And it's been almost therapeutic for me in a weird way, because your main character is Kay Vess, and she has like a little buddy with her named Nyx, like throughout the entire journey. Yeah. And like, just like their relationship. And, there's a part in the game where she's talking about the little guy, and she's like he's not like a pet, he's like family. And it like really like kind of hit me emotionally. And yeah, it's just been it's been kind of therapeutic, like playing through this game, and like just, I don't know, man. It's been tough. All I want to say is like, I've been in a really big slump, but like hoping to come out the other side, obviously. But haven't really consumed as much, but I do want to say, like, again, I've talked about it a few times. Like I truly like Star Wars Outlaws. Weirdly enough, I know it's a time and a place thing. I think the game's great, but like adding this like emotional connection to it now, like I feel like I'm going to think about this game for forever, arguably, and associate it with this tragedy in my life, but also like view it as a positive that's been kind of helping me get through it, weirdly enough.
They did a really good job with that relationship as well. Like I find, and this is something that the game is criticized for, but I actually love these scenes, because they put a lot of things like into like, you can pet Nyx, and there's like various things that you use Nyx for, like a lot of like different activities. Like they didn't just have him as an afterthought, but they also have these scenes, which again, what people criticize, the thing I was just mentioning, is these cooking, the eating at these like little bar scenes in each of the individual planets. Like you go to Kajimi or you go to Tatooine and you eat something, but people don't like these mini games. They thought it was like crappy. I'm like, what is there to be crappy? They're so cute, and like there's just like a character bonding experience between these two characters in these moments, which I thought was really like fantastic, because it makes you feel like, again, there's more of a connection between Nyx and Kay because of those moments. So I'm like, every time I had to do those, I was like, I'm in. Like I like these a lot. You can skip them. Like don't do them. Don't go do them. Like again, that was a big complaint when the game launched. It's like, this is stupid. It's like, okay, cool. But it's cool because like Nyx doesn't talk. Like he's like a cat essentially. So he is like that. So I completely see the connection there too. Yeah, it's crazy. Like pets are like, especially a dog and a cat. Like those two things, those two types of animal. Maybe a horse if you're like a farmer or something, or like you got a ranch. But like I feel like they're such a like they don't live long. It's so tragic. Like they're basically getting one is like, again, just setting up the worst day of your life essentially. Which is a sentiment that many people have said over the years. Like it's just, I don't know. I think about it all the time with my dog and cat. Like I feel for you, man. Like it sucks. Like I can't imagine. I can't imagine because I have a lot of anxiety, and I think about these things all the time. Like I think about what it will be like, and I'm like, this is going to be really bad. I'm scared. I'm very scared. As my dog and cat are older, like they're like getting up there in age, like 12 plus years. Right. So it's like, man, like, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for you. It really is unfortunate. But yeah.
Anyway. I appreciate that, man. It's been tough, and like it was very sudden and everything. So like there was no mental preparation. It just kind of like it happened. So I think that's kind of like it hit us like especially hard because of that. And like I don't wish that on anyone's worst enemy, or on my worst enemy. Like they're so special. There's like this unconditional love that, you know, they have for you and that you have for them. And
Yeah.
it's, yeah, man, I hope your pets live forever.
Me too.
I hope they live forever. I wish I could do that.
There's also an element of like your cat was also like there. There's some cats that are very not present, and like families will have a cat and they don't actually hang out really with the cat, because the cat will, especially if it's an outdoor cat, they'll go outside and they'll just like not come back for a time. There was a cat across the street from my childhood home. There was like a family that lived across the street, and we would go to their house and we never see the cat. Like, I was so weird. I'm like, how? Like, your house isn't that big. Like, how? Where's the cat? It wasn't an outdoor cat. It was an indoor cat. We never saw it. I'm like, that's so weird. Yeah. Like, how does that happen? A dog is different. Like, you have to pamper a dog like a lot, but a cat typically, like, they can be kind of a lone creature in some way, and they're kind of can be assholes in some ways. But they also can be very, very loving and affectionate. So it's like, yeah, it's super unfortunate. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'll talk about what I've been watching now.
Yeah. What have you watched, man?
Segue.
Fill me in.
Let's see. What have I watched? What did I write down here? I've been watching Still for All Mankind, of course, because that's what I've been watching constantly. And I'm going to be watching that forever because I'm on season 2 of 6, I guess, or 5. Mm-hmm. And then we'll have to watch Star City, like the Russian perspective, like the Soviets' perspective on the same storyline, which is cool too. So that's exciting. But I also been watching Spider Noir. I have a couple corrections. I said that Spider Noir, I said that they filmed it in black and white and they filmed it in color and they filmed it with different lighting. I think I specified that. That's not true. They filmed it with both in mind, and then they did color grading right after they shot it to make it work with the actual thing, to make sure that the color would work. Because when you film in black and white, usually like you change the color tone of things, don't look like they would in normal life. Typically, if you're filming, because you want to have like these high different contrast situations, especially where light hits things. So I thought that that's what they were saying, but they were saying they shot both ways. They shot this once, but with both ways in mind, so they can make sure they can nail it both ways, which is pretty cool. Spider Noir is really good. I'm halfway through. I really, really like it. I've kind of the same thoughts as I had last episode. Nicolas Cage is killing it. I just think that it's really, really fun and really a different kind of take on a superhero show. And I really do enjoy it. I think it's really crazy that they made this happen. That they're like, yeah, we're going to make a black and white Spider-Man show with Nicolas Cage that's like a film noir detective mystery. That's not really doing that much. It's not like an action heavy show. It's not like Wonder Man, where that's not action at all. That show is still remarkable that it was ever like in some way greenlit, because that is a remarkable TV show. It's not even a superhero show really. It's really good. Actually, the closest thing to Wonder Man, I think I might have made this connection, is probably Watchmen. I feel like maybe. Not the same in a lot of ways. Like there's a lot of different elements of Watchmen that are just not in Wonder Man at all. But there's it's like a superhero show, but it's really not what it's about at all kind of situation. Like the Watchmen. Watchmen on HBO. I should be specific. Not Watchmen the comic, or the movie by Zack Snyder, but the Watchmen, which is a sequel to the Watchmen comic on HBO by Damon Lindelof and team. But yeah, no, I really like Spider Noir. It's great. I recommend it to many. Not to you, though, because I recommended something to you already. I also watched the end of Daredevil Born Again, and what a season finale. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a really good show. It's crazy how they improved. And this is one of those things I've been thinking about a lot lately, as things get canceled. For instance, I think I just watched something with Jason Schreier. He's got a YouTube channel now. I don't know if you saw that he's really putting time into. Jason Schreier, the reporter at Bloomberg, but like a very prolific game reporter. He was talking about how there was like, I can't remember how he was talking about it. I think he was talking about it being things are expensive and therefore people aren't willing to take as many swings in some context. But he was saying that Star Wars Outlaws didn't do well, so therefore they don't get to do another version of the game. But he liked the game, but he thinks that because what they did was really good, they could iterate on that, and a sequel is often a really good, like, spot to improve on all of these different elements to make the game better. Think about Assassin's Creed, even for Ubisoft, or what? Well, Watch Dogs is a bad example because I think the first game's better. But typically, you have a lot you add in the sequel that you didn't necessarily have. Uncharted is a great example. Uncharted 1 is great. Uncharted 2, excellent. Even The Last of Us in some way, although The Last of Us is a masterpiece on its own for the first game. The second game is an improvement, especially in the gameplay elements. Maybe not in the plot for many people, but the gameplay elements certainly. That's 100% true. But yeah, like that's a thing that they didn't get to do. But I also think about The Acolyte. The Acolyte is a great example of this, whereas that first season is really good. But it would have been really great to see the second season. Like when you get to the end of it, you're like, oh, I can see where they're going with this. I think they're going to hit their stride. And there's a lot of shows like Parks and Recreation or The Office that have this similar problem where the first season, not necessarily as good. Daredevil Born Again, season 1 is good. I really like it. But it's not the same creative team exactly as the Daredevil show on Netflix. So when you get the Daredevil Born Again, they're kind of getting their sea legs again. There's also been many years before that, like after that Netflix show had aired. So they're trying to get everything to work, and they're trying to make it work more so in cohesion with the MCU, the greater Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then season 2, they're like, oh yeah, we know what we're doing. And you can tell that they know what they're doing. It's so good. It's crazy. That last episode is just so good. The whole season is incredible. It's just really, really cool. And I'm really excited to see what they do with the next season. Like, it's interesting based on where it ended. Like, you would think that maybe they could just take a break and not maybe do a season 3 for a while or something like that, like a lot of shows do. But they're working on it now. They're filming it right now. So it's like, okay. I don't know. It's really cool. I really like it. So that's kind of what I've watched this little bit. I don't know if you have anything to say about Daredevil again, but we talked about that at length before. So yeah, cool, man. All right,
dude.
Should we? Where's my article here? Where's my worksheet? My worksheet. What am I trying to say? My outline.
Your sheet of work.
All right, let's move on now, Adrian. On to the montage, a sequence of our show in which I briefly present at least 7 of the bi-week smaller news stories as Adrian delivers a brisk verdict. Number 1. A Minecraft movie sequel called A Minecraft Movie Squared has begun production with Minecraft stars Jack Black and Jason Momoa returning alongside Minecraft director Jared Hess. What We Do in the Shadows actor Matt Berry has also joined the cast.
Cool. Wow. I don't care, but cool.
Yeah, that's fair. Number 2, as Deadline reports, Woman of the Hour director Anna Kendrick's next film will be an adaptation of the Taylor Jenkins Reid novel, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, for Netflix, which follows an aging Hollywood starlet telling shocking stories of her life to our reporter.
Interesting. I still gotta watch Woman of the Hour. That movie looked very interesting, so.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Number 3, according to publication Deadline, director Kane Parson's horror film Backrooms has been greenlit for a sequel after its $118 million opening weekend.
What? I had no idea that this was coming.
Yeah. Now you know. Number 4, as Deadline reports, Charlie's Angels director Mick G is directing a spy comedy film with Highlander actor Henry Cavill and Jumanji actor Kevin Hart set to star.
Nice. They should do Man from U.N.C.L.E. 2. And then just have Kevin Hart replace Armie Hammer's role and not even acknowledge it.
Okay.
They should do that.
All right. Number 5. According to Deadline, a TV series adaptation of director James Mangold's 1997 film Copland has been picked up by Paramount with The Old Man showrunner Robert Levine set to showrun the new series.
Cool. I know nothing about either of those projects, so.
Number 6. As reported by The Hollywood Reporter, production has begun on How to Rob a Bank director David Leitch's next film, which is called Jason Statham Stole My Bike. The film is set to hit theaters on August 6th, 2027, and will feature none other than actor from The Working Man, Jason Statham.
That's cool. Is this going to be like that Nicolas Cage style movie where he plays himself?
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent?
That one. I wonder if it's going to be kind of akin to that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Number 7. As announced by Lionsgate Television, The Boys producers Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg are rebooting the 1980s CBC TV series The Littlest Hobo for Canadian streamer Crave. The series follows a stray dog that helps people on the road.
That's nice. That's wholesome, I think. Interesting.
Yeah. Number 8. According to publication Deadline, Aquaman actor Jason Momoa has dropped out of director Justin Lin's film adaptation of the campy video game franchise Helldivers. Actors Jack Black, Danielle Brooks, and Jermaine Clement remain attached to the project.
I got a scoop here, Simon. It's because Jason Momoa and Jack Black are fighting on the set of Minecraft and they didn't want to do another movie together.
Yeah, that's sure. Yeah. Jack Black, notoriously not a loved individual.
Yeah.
You know? They hate him. Everyone hates him.
Everyone hates him.
He's not full of energy and people don't connect with Jack Black.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Number 9. A sequel to film 21 and 22 Jump Street, entitled 24 Jump Street, has been officially announced, with 22 Jump Street actors Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill, and Ice Cube set to reprise their roles.
Wonderful. I love those first two movies, and I think them doing a 24 Jump Street's funny because they tried to get 23 Jump Street off the ground and it didn't happen. So I think this is kind of like a meta joke where 23 Jump Street just didn't happen. So they're like, okay, cool, let's do 24 Jump Street. I think this is funny.
Yes.
Yes.
And that concludes the montage.
Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Incredible. All right.
Incredible.
Yeah. Okay, well, now, Adrian, let's dive into a trilogy of topical tidings, a component of our show where we discuss at least 3 film and TV industry news stories that have been somewhat zeitgeisty over the past 2 weeks. This first one is is kind of related to an interview that IGN had with the Death of Robin Hood director Michael Sarnoski and Pig director Michael Sarnoski. They were talking about
and Quiet Place Day 1 director Michael Sarnoski.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good choice because that's one that everyone's kind of seen. Death of Robin Hood hasn't even come out yet. So, and I don't think people saw Pig as much as they probably should have based on how well it was reviewed. I always intended to, and I just didn't yet. One day I will. But anyway, they were talking about the Death Stranding movie adaptation because he's directing that movie. Death Stranding, of course, being, I might as well just explain it in a quick blurb I wrote here. Death Stranding is a video game on PlayStation 5, PS5, PS4, PS5, and is basically about a post-apocalyptic Earth where the lines between the planes of life and death become muddled. That's the basic setting. Dangerous, ghostly creatures called beast things haunt every surface of the planet, which results in human beings living somewhat isolated from each other underground, while porters travel the surface transporting goods from isolated city to isolated city. The game star Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. And what they discussed was that during this interview about the Death Stranding game is that he's basically done like a kind of a core draft of the script. And Hideo Kojima approves of it, which is awesome. So that was the main idea behind it. The thing that I found interesting, and I don't think we knew this before, but they didn't really make this the headline, is that the film will not follow the plot or core characters of the games, but instead will take place in the world of Death Stranding while featuring some of the game's characters from time to time. Well, I don't think we knew that. We knew that the animated show was not going to be based on the plot of the games. But the fact that he's doing his own plot inside the universe, he was excited to tell a story inside the universe, kind of like the Resident Evil movie, actually, by Zach Kreger. So that's actually, I'm like kind of like phew when I think about this, because Death Stranding's plot line, there's just too much to pack into one film. It's more, I feel like it would have been better to make it a TV show, and even that may have been a struggle. To hear a different voice do a story inside the universe is a much better option because you don't even have to worry about making it like the campy nature or like there's like an element of it being, again, kind of hokey in this. The earnest hokiness of Kojima's style doesn't even have to be captured. You could just use the really cool science fiction setting and tell a different story, and then maybe carry over a character like maybe Leah Seydoux shows up as fragile and she's just in it for some reason, or like you're still going to have some of the hokey nature of it because you have characters named like Die Hardman, but I feel like you can be more flexible, which I think is helpful because you're not Hideo Kojima, and it's tough to be Hideo Kojima, I imagine. Like to pretend to be Hideo Kojima to try to build something on your own. But yeah, what do you think about this overall thing? This is anything? I hear you nodding. I see you nodding.
Yeah, no,
But
I'm very happy about this because we 100% did not know about this. If they mentioned it in the past, we missed it entirely. So
right.
I'm very happy that this is going to be set in the world and do its own thing because, as you mentioned, the games are quite dense in a lot of ways. So consolidating even just the first game into a 2-hour long film would be damn near impossible to make it cohesive and good, for lack of a better term. And I think one thing that you could do, I mean, maybe it will still be in America, but I think this gives us the opportunity to look at other places throughout the world as well, which would be really neat. And, I mean, maybe it's going to be set in the UK, or we're going to touch on Canada or random things like that. And I feel like that adds an interesting element to, again, build on this world. I do disagree with you, though, in the fact of like that he doesn't have to make it as hokey and everything. Maybe not as hokey, but I feel like you need to keep that sort of campy nature to it because the tone, not only the world, but the tone of that world and the characters and how zany they are in a lot of ways. I think it kind of defines what Death Stranding is. Like if we had like just a typical, like post-apocalyptic movie set in the Death Stranding universe, I feel like it would be far less interesting than like kind of going to that next level of, the weirdness and wackiness. And again, like I would hope you have some weird ass characters named, Die Hardman or whatever else they can frickin' think of.
But that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, but he can, you're going to have those characters, right? It's just that you're not going to go to the extremes because you're not Hideo Kojima, so you can't nail that tone necessarily. I feel like that's kind of what I meant. Like, I'm not saying, if you're trying to nail that tone and also do the full like game, how would you do? I don't even know how you would I don't know how you would attempt it. It's just so much story to try to nail. And then you got to nail that tone as well. It's like, you can kind of go with your own tone. The reason why I also think this too is there's that mosquito. They showed that mosquito trailer, right? The Death Stranding mosquito,
the animated
right?
one, right? Which is
right, but that
Netflix,
tone seems very serious. Like in comparison, in a weird way. Like there's nothing. We didn't get enough information. Maybe we don't know.
It was just an action fight scene, kind of.
Yeah, so maybe it's just like that. There's nothing like that in Death Stranding too. Like that fight scenes, like they don't fight like that, quite like that in Death Stranding the game. So it's like there's an element of like. Because I'm pretty sure you were kind of disagreeing with me, but I'm pretty sure that is Sam Porter Bridges. Like I'm pretty sure that's him. Like I still believe this, like sincerely. I don't know why you don't think that. There's only one guy that looks like that in the universe, and that is what he looks like.
Yeah.
That was the weird thing. You didn't think it was him. I'm like, all right, sure. I don't know. I could be wrong. We'll only know when it comes out, or there's a new trailer.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out in a year.
Yeah, whenever it happens. But I just find that was interesting because there's not like, I think you could do your own thing in the animated thing too. Like you can kind of, because it's not going to be Kojima again. He's not going to do it. I'm curious, maybe. But Michael Sarnoski has kind of made fairly serious things. Like look at Death of Robin Hood. That looks very serious. Like there's the campiness. I guess that's the magic of Death Stranding. It is very serious. It's taken all earnestly, and it's not really a joke. But the names of are a joke, and like the certain things that they say are a joke. Like I am fragile, but I'm not that fragile is awesome. But it's kind of silly, you know.
Yeah,
there's a lot of that going around, but it's excellent, man. Yeah, that was my favorite game of last year. I keep going back to thinking like, what was my favorite game of last year? I was thinking about that recently. I was like, is it Kingdom Come Deliverance? It's not. Yeah. It's still Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I think that's the case. But
it's either that or Clair Obscur for me. It's like kind of a toss up between those two.
You know what would be funny if American director Michael Sarnoski took the series that took place in Mexico, United States, and Australia, and decided to set the Death Stranding movie in Japan.
That'd be cool.
He's like, you know what? I'm going there.
That'd be awesome.
Kojima, the Japanese game director, is taking everything to. He usually sets a lot in the United States. It's like a common thing. I feel like he does.
Yeah, U.S. and then like I think Metal Gear Solid
Russia too or something.
3 is in Russia. Yeah. That's the only Metal Gear Solid I played, and it was the remake. So
yeah.
Well, I played the fifth one. I think we both played the fifth one. Didn't we play like the multiplayer randomly? Because it was like we bought it at Best Buy. It was like
I
cheap.
definitely played it. We didn't play the multiplayer together. I didn't play the multiplayer. But I played it. I wish I played more of it. I don't know what it was. I think it's because I started playing it when I played that closer to launch. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't continue. I don't know. I just didn't get it. I also felt like I felt like a poser. I was jumping into this series. I hadn't played any of the other games. There's some really cool ideas in there, though. He always has really cool ideas. He just reinvents things, or not even reinvents. He invents things that no one's ever done, like in video games. It's funny. People will talk about him like he's overrated, but I'm like, is he though? He is a little bit full of himself, perhaps, but he is an incredible voice in the video game industry, making AAA games that are taking huge swings constantly. And like as much as Death Stranding 2, it is a sequel, but Death Stranding 1 is a huge swing. It's huge.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's an impressive dude. But I'm excited for this. Okay, next story here, Adrian. Next of the trilogy of topical tidings. As Deadline reports, Paramount has reestablished a new game studio headed up by Epic Games executive Tony Driscoll. This is happening at a time when Paramount is in the process of merging with Warner Brothers, who has a video game division that has been struggling recently. Ramping up their efforts in games is said to be a priority over at Paramount going forward. This isn't exactly related to film and TV, but it is in some way, certainly, because it's their IP that I imagine they're going to try to leverage for this. And it's very puzzling that they're doing this because they're buying studios right now. So why would they do this? What's the point of this? And like, what IP do you think you're going to make into a video game? Like, what film and TV IP is like
Yellowstone?
I was just going to say Yellow because they have to, because it doesn't have enough adaptations and spinoffs. They have to do it again.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I still don't really know what Yellowstone's about, but it's like, are they shooting people? Is there murder?
I think so. It's a crime drama. I think well, it depends on the Yellowstone though. There's so many Yellowstone spinoffs that I think it's like, from my perspective, it's a modern day Western, which in Justified, I love. I love Justified. Like legitimately, I think it's great. Timothy Oliphant, it's really good. Not recommending it to you, but other people. Yeah, Walton Goggins kills it. It's a Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet. What the hell? Timothy Oliphant versus Walton Goggins. It's a head-to-head. It's really, really entertaining. It's great.
Yeah.
But
you know what they could do?
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
That's what I was thinking. But it's like, what can you do though? Is it really? I don't know. Yeah.
Is it Mission Impossible if it's not Ethan Hunt? Is that kind of what you're saying? Do you just do Ethan Hunt?
You just do
Troy Baker?
It has to be.
Yeah. Troy Baker just playing everyone.
He just plays Tom Cruise. I don't know. That was the first one that came to my mind. It's funny that you said that. I thought about that when I wrote this like little blurb. Yeah. I'm like, Mission Impossible is the first thing, but I feel like I'm missing something like other stuff like this crucial. Top Gun?
Well, they already announced, so like, because Paramount owns Skydance, right? And Skydance has been making that Marvel Rise of Hydra game with like Black Panther, Captain America set in like the 1940s. That's like headed by Amy Hennig, who did Uncharted 1 through 3 most notably.
Right, yeah.
And then some of Uncharted 4 before it was canceled, reworked. And she is now the studio head of like, they, I guess, rebranded Skybound Games into Paramount Games or something like that, and she's now the creative head of that studio.
Oh, okay.
And apparently, again, they're staying confident about that Rise of Hydra game, but again, it's like with her, she hasn't launched a game since 2013. Well, 2011. 2011 was Uncharted 3, which is crazy. And
it's crazy.
I don't think all of that was her fault, because wasn't she doing Star Wars 1313?
No,
was that her? She was doing a Star Wars game at EA. With Motive, if I recall, or one of those studios that got shut down. Pandemic.
She was doing a Star Wars game, but we didn't get a title for that, right?
Yeah. And then she has writing credits on Forspoken, which I could not get into, unfortunately. And it's not necessarily a game that you really want to have writing credits on, because I think that was kind of the weakest part about the game by all accounts. But again, this Marvel Rise of Hydra game, we haven't really seen much of it. I hope it launches next year, but I think it was initially slated for like last year, and it got delayed to this year, and then now they said like no earlier than 2027. So I mean,
it looks really high budget to their credit.
Yeah.
Like the way that the cutscenes look, like the animation work is really good, and like the motion capture.
But
work
that's all
is
they
really good.
released. Didn't they just release like a cutscene? Like they haven't shown any gameplay, have they? Am I misremembering?
Didn't they show a brief moment of gameplay? Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Maybe.
But I'm excited for that. I'll play it. It does seem like she's been having a tough time. Like that's for sure. Yeah. Her project for the Star Wars was called Project Ragtag. It didn't have a title. 1313 was way before that. 1313 was when like when Disney bought Star Wars from Lucas.
Yeah.
That was when that happened. Yeah. And like that was disappointing because apparently that was pretty good. And it's a good idea, I feel like, as well, potentially. That was always kind of the feeling I got with like that. I feel like it's more toned down. It's like not really like rated M, but Star Wars Outlaws is kind of this idea that I feel like it's kind of pulling from that idea of 1313, because 1313 was supposed to be a bounty hunter underneath the bowels of Coruscant, but you couldn't go anywhere. It was like open world, I think, underneath Coruscant, and there was like the grimy like underbelly. That was the whole idea behind it, as like a crime drama inside Star Wars. That would have been really cool. The reason why I connect Star Wars Outlaws is because most Star Wars games are typically Jedi. Like if you're a person on the ground and not flying a ship. So it's interesting, like it's a kind of a bold thing. That's why I feel like, I don't know, people didn't give it a chance for that reason, and sexism. So those two things kind of went hand in hand, and then it didn't do well. But it's funny, like I wonder how many people will play it now that it's been free on like the PlayStation Plus subscription service. I wonder if it's going to be.
Dude.
I know.
And I hope honestly, I don't even fully blame the game. I blame just Star Wars as an IP in general. I feel like post Rise of Skywalker, I mean, myself included, I think a lot of people were just kind of down on Star Wars in general. And then, Andor came out and I was like, oh yeah, Andor's good. And, people were watching The Mandalorian, but even Mandalorian season 3, people didn't love. I just think Star Wars as a whole IP, there's still a lot of love for it, but I think the fandom is just so critical of everything Star Wars. So I think that it's not just, I think there's a couple of factors that went against it, and it also didn't launch like perfectly, which is a little bit of a shame. So yeah, man, I again, like I'm happy I'm playing it now. I'm very happy I'm playing it now. So
I'm glad you pointed this out again, because I completely forgot. Last episode, I sent you these two little screenshots of like the data of like how Star Wars is one of the most, literally the most streamed franchise based on the data we have. Like last year, like it was the most streamed franchise of 2025 of all the big franchises, Marvel Cinematic Universe, Stranger Things, whatever it may be, which is a crazy statistic. Like how that's incredible. So that's 2025. So people aren't down on it, but are they that down on it is kind of my point I was trying to make. Yeah. The thing I didn't point out, and I sent to you,
Andor was last year though, by the way.
What?
Andor was last year, right?
So the thing I sent you in the graphic, if you looked at the graphic, is Andor was at the top of that list. So Andor's the top, and then it's then the next most streamed thing was Star Wars: A New Hope. I don't know how I sent you these graphics, mentioned it on the podcast, and didn't talk about it. I completely forgot. It just slipped my mind. I thought about it like a day later. I'm like, oh, I never even mentioned the graphics. The third thing there is Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. I'm like, what? It was just interesting because everyone was down on that prequel trilogy pretty badly, especially the way it began. And then the fourth one is Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. Then Revenge of the Sith is fifth. Star Wars: Attack of the Clones is somehow sixth. Then 7 is Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. Then 8 is Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. And then 9, Star Wars: Tales of the Underworld. I don't even know what that is. And then 10 is Star Wars:
Kids one.
Okay. And then Star Wars: The Clone Wars. There was the other graphic. Where is that? Oh, they don't have that in this. I don't know. I sent it to you. But it was showing what the demographics were that were watching what they were watching. And it was like Gen Z watched in Mandalorian predominantly, which is really interesting. Like the Mandalorian Grogu.
No. Yeah, so the Mandalorian was Gen Alpha, ages 2 to 13, and baby boomers. Baby boomers. And then Clone Wars was Gen Z, Andor was millennials and Gen X.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. But anyway,
Andor's one of the greatest shows ever, by the way.
People are down on it. I get it. but they're also not. It's not really that true. And The Mandalorian and Grogu not doing well, I feel like is many different factors. And I still believe that the reason why is because they trained their audience of The Mandalorian that it's a streaming show. And it is going to be on Disney Plus. It is 100% going to be there. So even if they could just make the budget back, all the marketing budget will be made back on Disney Plus because they were making, again, seasons of The Mandalorian for 110 million. And this movie cost, what, 250? So like you can make the money back by double dipping in this case. And it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of like negative narrative around Star Wars and it makes me kind of sad. But yeah, like the sentiment behind Star Wars Outlaws is bad, but also Star Wars Jedi Survivor sold really well. So, and then Star Wars Battlefront, by the way, was like freaking taking off. And it's still, if you look at the Steam charts numbers right now for Star Wars Battlefront, it's a stupid number, I think. If I recall correctly. So like people still, let me look at that actually. So
Star Wars Jedi Survivor. But to be fair, I guess to add on to everything, there's also just been a negative outlook on Ubisoft as a video game company and publisher as well. Like this is kind of the height of their, or I guess the lowest they've been. You know, there's a lot of issues with it, with their, canceled project, live service games. I think there was just, this game had almost everything going against it in a lot of ways. So it's a shame because I don't think this game failed because of its quality. I think it failed because of so many outside issues with, again, the game publisher, Star Wars as an IP, and then again, people not wanting to play a main, like a main character who's a woman that does not look attractive, to be totally blunt. They should have just designed that character to look exactly like the actress. I think that was just a big misstep. I think I genuinely believe the game would have done better if they just made a more attractive main character, which is absurd to say, but I think it is true because some gamers are so fickle and like that's all they care about. It's like this character's not hot.
She's got to have boobs. Sucks. She's got to have big boobs. That's the rule. Then they're gonna like it. That's your answer.
I don't even think that's the issue. I just think they designed her face to look a little odd.
She got punched in the face. Actress. She's got no makeup. She's a person in Star Wars in like a 1970s way, and she's got a broken nose. It's like it makes sense. She makes sense in the actual moment. Like if you even look back, like they have a cutscenes of her as a child. Like she does look like a kind of merge between the actress and she doesn't have a broken nose then and the actress and the character later on in life. I don't know. Yeah. I just don't think you need to there's no cleavage. That's not a thing in Star Wars in the 1970s. She looks like a character in that literal time when they made Star Wars. There's no even Princess Leia, she's covered up completely.
Except for the slave portion, slave Leia.
Right. But, yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. Yeah. In Return of the Jedi, they went for it. They're like, sex sells, guys. That was weird. That's a bit of a departure. I guess there are aliens that are also wearing scantily clad. They're a little bit scantily clad, but I feel like
the Twi'lek specifically.
The human people don't really do that. They're mostly covered, I think, throughout, especially the rebels. I guess the Empire too, but in general, there's no one wearing that's not very common, but anyway, that's weird. That is the strange thing about Return of the Jedi is that Leia is just really not wearing much in that. But anyway, we'll agree to disagree on the attractive character thing because we've discussed this before outside this podcast. But anyway, too bad they didn't do well because it is good. But I did want to bring up that chart thing. Because again, people are watching it. They're watching it in droves. It's a crazy thing that series, they know that. So they're trying to capture this on a film level. I hope they don't take the wrong lessons. Like you said this when we talked about Mandalorian and Grogu. I want them to still make movies. Make a movie, though, that's a unique experience that people want to go see. I think the Solo movie called Solo, A Star Wars Story, as you call it.
The Han Solo movie called Solo, A Star Wars Story.
There you go. That movie is okay. It feels like there was too many chefs in the kitchen. It does feel like that. Like the tones don't quite match. I do like it though. I like it, but it didn't do well for many reasons, and I think it's a marketing reason too because you launched the movie too far, and they've been scared ever since Solo. I swear to God, that's the only reason they're scared. And then they launched Mandalorian and Grogu. Were like, this is a sure thing because it was popular on streaming service Disney Plus, where it's going to be eventually anyway. And then I don't get it. It just seems like a bizarre choice because it's going to be there. You mentioned another point. What was your point? You thought that it didn't do well for like another reason, like outside of the fact that it was already a streaming show. What'd you say it was?
I thought that was kind of my main point is that also there is like this expectation that going into this movie, you have to watch the 3 seasons of the TV show to understand it. And that was simply not the case.
Required reading for the course. Yeah, that is a problem, but I wonder if they thought about that because they thought, well, Mandalorian is so popular that we're just going to get this like built-in audience. But that's not really, that's a funny thing though, because if you think about it, then you have to watch the whole Skywalker saga to get the gist of, you know what I mean? You don't have to watch all the Skywalker movies to get the Rise of Skywalker, which still sold fairly well. Anyway, I think that I think
a lot of people did watch those movies. I think that's the key difference, right? A lot of people did watch the original Star Wars movies and then the prequel movies. Like, you grew up on them. Even though we were born after the original trilogy. And it's also just movies, right? It's 6 movies before getting into Force Awakens, technically, that all you got to watch. Whereas when you think about The Mandalorian, it's 3 seasons of television, 10 episodes each, something like that, 12 episodes each, I don't remember. Technically, you got to watch an episode of Book of Boba Fett.
8 episodes. 8 episodes.
Yeah.
For that show.
So,
but
anyways.
Yeah. Right. I don't know. I think if they market it properly, and Sean Levy did a good job with the Ryan Gosling one, if they market it as well as the Project Hail Mary marketing team did, I think they're going to have a hit on their hands. Like if they do it well,
I hope
they just got to do it well, and hopefully Sean Levy made a good movie that like doesn't require like him to be kicked to the curb and then hire someone else to do reshoots, which seems to happen quite a bit in Star Wars for some reason lately. But they did hire, on the flip side, they hired Simon Kinberg though, so we'll be okay. They hired Simon Kinberg to run the entire new trilogy of Skywalker movies. That's great.
It's still unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. We'll see what comes of that. Because we have nothing about that. We've heard nothing for a while. All right, maybe next Star Wars Celebration next year. You're done talking about this Paramount thing. Do you think it's pretty odd? I think it's pretty odd that they would have built a studio.
It's kind of odd. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But anyway, the IP that they would do, I think the most common, I think, is Top Gun. I think the movie that turned into a game. I didn't think of Top Gun actually. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good one.
That's the one.
Another Tom Cruise
Troy
franchise.
Baker. Yeah, you get Troy Baker to voice Tom Cruise in that.
Tom Cruise.
That's what you should do. Okay, cool. All right, moving on. Then, last little news story quickly. The Super Mario Galaxy movie is now the first film in 2026 to cross the $1 billion mark for box office earnings worldwide, which is interesting. The reason why I'm bringing this up, and not just throwing this in the montage, is for one particular reason. Super Mario Galaxy movie is cool. It's good. It's right. Crossed the $1 billion mark. That's great. But we're early in the year. We got a lot of movies coming. And my question for you as a thought exercise is, what do you think is going to, not necessarily surpass this, but surpass the $1 billion mark, specifically this year?
Spider-Man.
All right, yeah. Brand New Day. That's 100%. Brand New Day is interesting. You asked the question last episode. You're like, which one do you think is going to do better, Avengers or Spider-Man? And I had forgotten that the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer had completely smashed records for viewership. So I think it's going to be Spider-Man. I think probably Spider-Man over Avengers Doomsday for the actually making the most money. But Doomsday is obviously another one that's going to cross that mark for sure. Anything else come to mind? Cross the $1 billion mark? Any unexpected ones to throw out? I got one throw in there that could or may not, but I feel like it will in the end because Nolan always just dabbles in it. He doesn't quite hit it all the time, but his movies are killing it. The Odyssey tickets sold out at AMC. It was a fast selling movie ticket for premium large format since 2022. I think their statistics showed that's what AMC Theaters said for the Odyssey pre-ticket sales. Pre-ticket? No. Advanced ticket? Pre-sales? Pre-sales.
Oh. I think another one, actually, Toy Story.
Yeah?
Toy Story 5.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I feel like
what did Toy Story 4 do? That's a great question. Toy Story 4 box office. That's a great question. And then the other one that's from Disney. Disney just seems to kill it with these. Like, they were winning in this regard. Like, last year we thought Warner Brothers would win in terms of the highest box office revenues, but it was Disney in the end. Like, they just came out from behind and just like won in the end. But Moana. Do you think Moana would do it? That was a question I had. Like, do you think it's going to be big enough? Moana, like, Toy Story 4 did gross $1 billion. It's 1.074 billion worldwide. Okay. On a budget of 200 million. Wow, Toy Story 4, $200 million. That's a lot, eh? You think about like how much that is, like, because they're complaining about video game budgets. Like The Last of Us was 200. Wasn't The Last of Us Part 2 like 200 million or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
But it's like that game is huge. Like Toy Story 4 is 2 hours. It's $200 million. Did you spend it all on Tom Hanks? Like, how? That seems high to me. The animation is incredible, but it's a lot.
It is. You might make a good point about Moana. Like, again, like I always view these live action remakes like I just don't care about it. But Lilo and Stitch, crossed $1 billion last year. So it's like potentially, potentially.
Did Moana the animated film make it?
I feel like it did.
That Moana box office success. I feel like we're missing a big one that I'm just forgetting to think about here. Supergirl, I don't think has a chance, unfortunately.
No. God, no. I hope that movie does well.
Whoa. Moana 2 did $1 billion.
Oh.
Jesus. So that's what the power of streaming
Moana
services
2 came out to theaters. Why did I think Moana was just on Disney Plus?
It was in 2024, so I hope so. That would have been a weird miss by them. Especially because they made $1 billion. In hindsight, I mean,
interesting.
Thank God they did that. Yeah, no, they haven't been doing that too much in general, right? They had that weird stint where they brought Pixar movies to Disney Plus only, but they, you know what I mean? They, for the most part, have been launching everything, like Lilo and Stitch as an example. Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, you know what? It's because I think originally they were going to do a Moana TV show, and then instead of doing the TV show, they made it into a movie. I think that's what happened with that show.
Gotcha.
Which I guess was the right call. Minions and Monsters? That's going to cross $1 billion. And I'm not joking. Are you serious? I think those movies, I think the Minions movie has crossed like $1 billion before.
What do you think about the Minions interstitials between all of the trailers when we watched Disclosure Day yesterday?
Weird. There's a part where he opens a video and I think the Minion was watching porn and they like closed it down.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, he's like watching and there's like a Minion like taking a shower and then another Minion shows up and he like shuts the video. He's like,
oh my God.
Yeah, straight up, dude.
I didn't notice that. I was starting to tune it out. Because it's like, what is this interstitial? Because between every trailer, essentially, he's on a computer desktop, just basically clicking the file to put the next trailer on. That's the gimmick. But yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay. So that's cool, though. I like when they do like a thing that kids wouldn't get, but adults going to see it with their kids would. You know what I mean? There's something about that. Like, I don't think a kid would understand that, but I was thinking Dune have a chance in hell of getting to like they also like broke records for the I don't think broke records is the right word, but they sold out of tickets for IMAX really rapidly when they launched which is strange. You know what's the craziest thing? Dune Part 3 coming out in December of this year, the same day as Doomsday, has done the pre-sale tickets for IMAX already. Brand New Day, the Spider-Man Brand New Day hasn't done it. But the Odyssey has. No, wait, no. Aren't they doing Spider-Man right now? Maybe while we're talking, they're actually on sale.
I think it was.
But the Odyssey
it's either
has.
Going live this week or Odyssey did it like a year in advance.
Doomsday hasn't, and Dune is like way in advance. It's like what is going on? How do you determine when you're doing these pre-sale tickets? Dune Part 2 made $714 million at the box office. That's a lot. That's way more than I thought. Because wasn't it a question of whether that movie wasn't going to do, or was the first one didn't do as well as? Yeah,
the
that's
first
what it
one
was.
didn't do as well because it was like during COVID, and they released it on HBO Max or Max or whatever the fuck it was called at the time.
Yeah, which was a bit of a. I guess they had to, but they didn't. It was a kind of that was a controversial thing. But also, Denis Villeneuve, the director of Dune, obviously, but also Blade Runner 2049. 2049 notoriously didn't do well. and it's like it's a masterpiece. So it's like I think maybe they were wondering like, should we do this because we've had now 2 movies from this guy that he spent a lot of money to make. Yeah. Anyway, okay,
crazy.
Yeah, guess how much Dune Part 2 cost? He shot on location for like a lot of it. Versus Toy Story 4. Toy Story. I just gave you Toy Story 4 budget. The Toy Story 4 budget of $200 million. And guess how much Dune Part 2 was? I just find it interesting. I find it interesting.
If you find it interesting, then it might be less. So I'm going to say $165 million.
It's $190 million. I found it interesting because it's so close, but it's less. And then he shot that on location with crazy cast. That cast is stacked. So it's like it's not like Toy Story. Is it? Are they paying for the cast? Is that what it is, or how much does Tim Allen like make on that? Like, I feel like I don't know. I guess it's the animation studio, right? For Toy Story, that's got to be where the budget goes.
Yeah.
But anyway, anything else you want to point out? Any other big blockbuster? Do you think it's gonna just make the $1 billion mark? This year's stacked. That's why I'm asking this question now as a thought exercise.
Coyote versus Acme.
Oh, I hope so. Wouldn't that be incredible?
Yeah.
So I wonder what Warner Brothers cut is on that movie. Like, I wonder what they're making.
I don't think they get a cut. Wasn't it just purchased outright?
Aren't they distributing in some way though? They ended up like jumping back in.
I have no idea.
If you have a second to look that up, I'm just going to look at 2026 biggest movies because I'm missing one. I feel like I've forgotten biggest movies. I don't want to hear about Michael Jackson movie. Thank you very much. Most anticipated movies. Let's see what else, because I feel like I'm missing a big title that I did not say. Where else?
I don't see anything about Warner Brothers stepping back into this, but I could be wrong.
Okay. I thought there was some kind of agreement they had for like maybe in different markets or something, but yeah, I must be incorrect. I must be wrong.
I'm only seeing ketchup. I'm only seeing
the Hunger Games? No, the Hunger Games has never crossed, right?
No, I don't think so.
Because the Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping. I love that the cast is all like the same characters, but younger. I love that kind of concept. That's actually the most interesting thing about it. And it's got a pretty stacked cast. And I really like Jesse Plemons as just a strange call out here. So, and like Ray Fiennes is really great too. So that's really exciting. Yeah, no, that's it. We actually nailed it. We listed them all. But Dune would be cool. It would be neat if Dune would cross the number. But okay. That's it, Adrian. It's now time to move on to a segment of our show that I like to call A Look to the Future. A portion of our podcast where each of us present at least 3 of our picks for the TV series or movies that look most interesting to us that are releasing between the dates of June 16th and June 29th, 2026. As is customary, you go first.
Cool, man.
What?
I will start with, we just talked about it. Toy Story. It's coming out June 19th. Toy Story 5, June 19th. Yes. I wouldn't say I'm excited about this, but I do want to watch it. I love the Toy Story movies. I thought Toy Story 4 was really good.
Yeah. It was hard to go after Toy Story 3, though.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, I think Toy Story 3 was such a remarkable ending, and then they brought it back for Toy Story 4, and it was really good. I really did enjoy it. It's just, I might be my least favorite Toy Story. I don't know for sure. Again, yeah. So I'm curious about Toy Story 5. We'll see what happens. I'll watch it. Let's do it up. Okay.
Sweet. Also on June 19th, Adrian, is a movie from pig director Michael Sarnoski. That seems weird. Like I could just call him a pig. I should maybe rephrase that. A Quiet Place Day One director Michael Sarnoski and soon to be Death Stranding director. He's making the movie The Death of Robin Hood, starring Hugh Jackman as Robin Hood, and it's like Robin Hood like you've never seen before, Adrian, as they keep showing in the trailer. It looks like a dark Robin Hood, and you I think you leaned over and said, "Oh, this kind of looks like The Northman."
The Northman. It reminds me kind of like a Robert Eggers movie in a lot of ways.
There's a bleakness of it. It looks like it might have been shot in Iceland. Like that's kind of where I get the same vibe. The where it's shot, like it's almost like these giant empty landscapes that do it. But Hugh Jackman looks really miserable on it. He looks really upset. Got mud on his face at multiple moments in the trailer, I think. And so it should be cool. Jodie Comer's in it too. Jodie Comer is really good.
I like Jodie Comer.
She's really good. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, your pick.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
Yeah. Jodie Comer's one of those people, when I found out that she's like just a year older than me, I'm like, how is, like, she's so accomplished. I feel like she's been around so long, but she's literally like my age. It blew my mind. It genuinely blew my mind. Anyways.
But isn't that just
not to go off.
Isn't that just speaking to you, about you though? Like, you're old? Is that, you're not exactly a young whippersnapper, you know? There's many years. Like, how young is freaking Timothy Chalamet?
Ouch.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Yeah, but like, anyways.
Like, you're not old. I'm saying, like, there's many years, like 15 years that. Yeah.
Anyways, it's fine. Whatever. I don't want to.
Whoa! Don't get offended.
The next thing I'll talk about, it's going to be a TV show. It's coming out on June 25th. It's the second season of Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix.
Oh, sweet.
So I'll bring that up there. I love the animated series. I didn't watch the live action. I don't plan to. But hey, season 2's coming out.
Right. Interesting. You mentioned it, but you're not interested. Was it good? Was it well regarded? Is that what the people say?
I know you don't think it was particularly.
Okay.
Maybe.
You were upset about it because the creators were kicked off the project.
Exactly.
Right? So you're like, nah.
So like when I heard that, I was like,
But I thought it was good. I thought it was reviewed pretty well, actually, for what it was. It was no M. Night Shyamalan movie adaptation, you know? Like, from my understanding, I thought, I could be wrong. Are you looking it up right now or no?
Yeah, but it's only showing me this. It's a 62% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, that's not good, but it's still fresh.
Popcorn meter 70.
Okay. Interesting. So. Oh, well, that's it. That actually is almost more impressive. Popcorn movie 7. Popcorn meter, sorry, is 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So
the audience is like, there would be a very passionate crowd of people who would just be like bashing that shit online constantly if it was bad, like terrible. Well,
the animated show's 100%. The animated show's 100%. Every season's 100%. Okay, so
right for the popcorn meter.
Okay. For the popcorn meter, I feel like it's 98.
Yeah, okay. There's always one guy for the popcorn meter. Like, these aren't professional critics. Okay. My next pick is going to be Supergirl, Adrian, June 26th.
Nice.
Pretty exciting. Director Craig Gillespie got Millie Alcock starring in the starring role. Nice. It looks really fun. I am excited for this one. Looks kind of like, it's like a punk rock version of Supergirl. It's also in a sad, relatable way about a pet that gets sick, which is not ideal. Yeah. I realized that when I was sitting next to you while the trailer was playing before Disclosure Day. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what this movie's about. I feel
like I'm gonna love it, especially because of that. It's gonna like hit me in the feels, and so.
I love that dog though. Like, Crypto is really well done in Superman. Yeah. I was really skeptical about Crypto and like having him in the first Superman movie in your new DC universe, and I'm kind of impressed, kind of how that went for that franchise. Like, so far, I feel like he's really endearing, and I don't know. I thought it was going to be campy and hokey to have him in it at all, and I thought it was good.
Yeah. And my last pick here is going to be Jackass, Best and Last. This is the last Jackass movie. I liked Jackass enough when I was a kid. I remember watching it. I don't know if you ever did it with your friends where you like tried to do like a Jackass home video, even though they tell you don't try this stuff at home.
I did not do that. Did you do that?
We did. Yeah, of course. Of course. It's saved on a VHS tape somewhere, but I don't know where.
That's awesome. What did you try to do?
We just, I don't know, doing dumb shit, hurting ourselves as kids, sliding down a sled on a hill, running it into each other, just dumb stuff like that. As kids do. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Monkey bars.
I'm shocked that that's what you landed on, because I figured you would have had so many different picks that we don't have. One of them, and I thought this was coming out soon, and you kind of pointed this out as something you were interested in, I think, is Leviticus, which comes out June 19th, which is that horror movie that looks like it takes place in a conversion therapy camp. I think that's the vibe I got. It looks like a scary time.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
some
I don't
kind
know
of
how. We
doppelganger.
literally saw the trailer for it yesterday, and I was like, I can't wait for this. I'm excited for this, and then I just forgot about it.
That's not the one that I thought that you forgot. There's another.
Oh, which one did I forget? I must have forgotten.
I'll go over this. I will find you. I didn't think you forgot that one. I will find you is an interesting thing. It's a Netflix show with Sam Worthington and Britt Lauer, where they're. I don't know if you saw the trailer for this, where Sam Worthington is in jail for killing his son, but he didn't actually kill his son because that looks really good. And I think Britt Lauer is really great in Severance. And we don't get enough of Sam Worthington. Every time I see Sam Worthington though in something, I'm like, he did a great job here. So I'm like, why is he not in more things? Maybe he just chose to step back from acting a little bit.
He's like, dude, I'm making so much fucking money off Avatar. I don't have to do shit.
That could be it. That was the thing about, there was that story about Matt Damon was supposed to be in that role. You know about that, right? He did like, I'm not going to do it because I'm doing another Jason Bourne movie. But okay, cool. There's also, just on an honorable mention aspect, Sugar comes back with Colin Farrell. It's like a detective mystery story on Apple TV. Apple's killing it. That's a great show, I think. I didn't watch that one, but it seems like it's reviewed well. In the Hand of Dante is another Netflix movie coming out from a director I don't think I've seen anything from. It's Julian it's Schnabel. I don't know him, but the cast is crazy. It stars Oscar Isaac, and it looks like a mix of black and white and color. But the ones I'm surprised you didn't say, House of the Dragon season 3 premiere is airing on June 21st, which is really cool. And that's really soon. So that one I thought you would have said instead of Jackass, but the Jackass story was cool because I didn't know you were sliding on sleds trying to kill yourselves for a home video. So it made a good story. And the last one, which is really exciting, but really sad because it is the end of this series, Adrian. The Bear season 5 is ending on June 25th, or it starts. It's ending. Nice. It's. Did you end up watching? No, you didn't watch it, right? I'm
gonna watch it just beforehand. Yeah.
We're talking about the interstitial.
Exactly.
John Bernthal and Eben Moss Backrack starring. I can't remember what it's called. Some state, Ohio, or no?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
But
okay,
that's the segment. You gotta go.
Wonderful. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta cut here quick, and then I'll message you when I'm ready.
Yeah, sounds good. Adrian has returned from his business meeting.
Yes, meetings, business. That's what I do.
So much business for a businessman. All right. Well, now on to the trailer, Adrian. What's that?
They're trying to stop me from releasing the files, Simon. At this business meeting.
Releasing the files. Right.
Releasing the files.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that so?
What files? They're classified. Can't tell you.
You work for the CSIS?
No.
Okay. Well, now onto the trailer. The final segment of our show where we each present our favorite trailer of the week. Adrian, this is the final segment of our show. As I said just moments ago, I just said, what is your favorite trailer that is launched in the recent bye week? Did I just say of the week? Should say trailer of the bye week. Come on, amateur.
Of the bye week.
Yeah, trailer of the bye week. What's your favorite trailer that you saw this last 2 weeks, sir?
Good question, Simon. Good question. I've seen a few trailers of the week, this bye week. And there's been a couple, but one I'm going to point out, we actually brought it up earlier in this episode. It's How to Rob a Bank. It's David Leitch's new flick.
Oh.
This movie seems like a romp, dude. This movie seems fun, dude. Yeah. It's like they're like streamers and they're robbing the bank and then giving money back to the poor. Kind of like a Robin Hood, a modern day Robin Hood is what they're doing. And then people are like, wow, are you How to Rob a Bank? You can take my car, man. You guys are so cool. I'm streaming. And then they're like, we got to find, the government people are like, we got to find these people that are robbing banks. They must have made a mistake at some point, but somehow they haven't. I love David Leitch's movies, honestly.
Yeah. He makes fun movies. They're fun. Fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Kind of, I just made this connection now. It's kind of like the game that never came out, Fair Games. They're streamers who are robbing a bank. I'm like, oh, that's kind of the premise. You know?
It's true. It's true.
Never launched from PlayStation. But yeah, no, it's David Leitch and Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult is the main character. Plays the main dude in this film. Nicholas Hoult, of course, known for his role as Lex Luthor. in Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Beast, as in he's just mostly himself most of the time because he didn't want to put on the makeup, presumably, because it's a lot of makeup. So he has a serum all the time.
You think that's his choice? Like, you think he didn't? You think he cared? I feel like he would have done it. You think it was?
I'm sure he
him?
would
Was
have.
like, no, I won't do it. Because I feel like that's when he was just like he was like blowing up at that point. Like that was his first big role, right after Skins. Isn't that like true? Like he didn't have a blockbuster film before that. That was it. First Class.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to think. Right? You might be right. Let's look at his. I'm going to look up his filmography.
2014. When did that come out? First Class. I don't know. I think so.
Was he in First Class?
Yeah.
When did he show up? I thought it was in Days of Future Past. Maybe I don't remember. He may have been in First Class. I don't remember. He was in Mad Max Fury Road. That was one of them.
That was before. That was after, no?
Yeah, that is after Days of Future Past, which is 2014.
No, but he's in First Class.
I think he showed up in. I don't think he's in First Class.
What?
I think he was just in Days of Future Past. I could be wrong.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong.
I don't know.
Maybe he is.
Yes, Nicholas Hoult plays Hank McCoy, or a.k.a. Beast, in X-Men First Class. Now, that's Google Gemini. So maybe they're just telling me what I want to hear because they heard me saying that was in 2011.
Who cares? He's in some of the... No, he's on the poster. So
he's in it, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his first thing. I think that was it. He was in like smaller things, I think, but this is a big.
That was his big break. That was his big break post Skins.
Yeah. Okay.
Skins, what a show,
cool,
man. What a show.
My trailer of the week was going to be that one, so now I got to pick something else. Thanks a lot.
I got another one. If you want me to switch my choice.
No, because then that just gives you 2 and me 0.
Okay. So you
don't
want me to say
my trailer of the week, I think. I thought you were going to pick something different, but you didn't. I think it might be the Coyote versus Acme Bugs Bunny teaser. And the reason why that is because it's like a shot across. They're like doing shots across the bow for like the big production companies, and this one is a joke about how like Avengers Doomsday just basically like spoiled all the characters that are in it by saying like Captain America will return in Avengers Doomsday. It's like, guys, just maybe show us the movie first of all, and you haven't even shown the first trailer. There's not been a first trailer for Doomsday. Do you realize this? Well, how is this possible?
No,
it seems a little bizarre.
It's been teasers.
Have we seen the Dune Part 3 trailer?
If we have,
wait, no,
I don't remember it.
Yes, there has been.
We have.
Dune? I think so.
Dune 3?
Part 3.
Dune we have 2 months ago.
3.
Yeah,
we did. 100% was good.
And they're like, hey, it's Jason Momoa again. He's back. And I was like, oh yeah, he was in one of those movies.
That's part of the plot. Anyway, so I like this teaser. I thought it was good. The Bugs Bunny teaser. They tease Bugs Bunny and then they say Bugs Bunny will return in Coyote versus Acme.
Coyote.
And I appreciate it because it seems like a fun film. It's coming out in August. I'm hyped. But what was your second trailer that you wanted to throw out there?
My second trailer was Whale Fall.
Whoa. Yeah, not what I thought expected.
You ever hear about Whale Fall?
I don't know. I should look it up. Whale Fall.
So Whale Fall, there's a trailer. It's like a 2.5 minute teaser trailer. And so it's a movie. It stars Josh Brolin and Austin Abrams. Austin Abrams probably best known for Weapons, and he's going to be leading the Resident Evil movie.
Yes.
And it's like Austin Abrams is Josh Brolin's son. And he's like, I'm going to go scuba diving or whatever. We do scuba diving together. And I don't know, they get in a fight. So Austin Abrams is like, I'm going to go scuba diving. And he's scuba diving, and then he gets eaten by a whale.
What? Gets eaten by a whale. I'm watching the trailer here. Sorry.
It's just like, it's like, I guess like a big part of that movie where he gets eaten by a whale. That's cool.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, Josh Brolin. That Josh Brolin movie... He's in another movie. That's October 16th. This comes out. Interesting. When's that movie, The Dog Stars, come out? Josh Brolin as well.
That was actually that was my third trailer because they released a new trailer for The Dog Stars. I don't know.
That's your third trailer again, and you didn't say the trailer I thought. This is the second This is like the second segment of our show in which I feel like I got something that you would have said if you remembered it, but maybe I'm wrong. But
What
I
are the
thought
other
you were going to
trailers?
pick the trailer for the end of Oak Street.
Oh, I thought we talked about that last episode.
You keep
Maybe
saying
not.
that.
I don't know time.
You said that last time too for something. I can't remember what it was for. It's because it's like right after our podcast ends, we like there's like some kind of trailer releases, and then you send it to me or I send it to you, and then we have a discussion about it in a text message, and you think that's been on the show. Like the last time it was the Lanterns trailer with Laura, not Laura. The Laura?
Laura Linney, yeah.
Yeah, Laura Linney. Yes. It was the first time she was revealed, and you're like, "Oh, we talked about it." I'm like, "No, we didn't." I'm fairly certain we didn't talk about Laura Linney. But the end of Oak Street, there's a new trailer for this. It looks pretty cool, very dinosaur heavy.
Dude,
right?
this movie looks so up my alley. It's stupid.
I know.
Dinosaurs.
It's good actors.
Anne
I love
Hathaway.
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan
Anne Hathaway's
McGregor.
pretty great too. Yeah, they're both like
she's phenomenal.
Combo. It's a good combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, what if our thing changed? And there's dinosaurs now. Like, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. What if there was dinosaurs now? Maybe that's the name of our episode here.
What if there are dinosaurs now? I don't know how you can spell that. So.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. What if there are dinosaurs now? All right. Well, anyway, there's one other trailer I wanted to point out, actually.
What other trailer?
And this is a trailer I'm not sure of. And I'm curious to see what you think of. Because we just saw it again yesterday if you hadn't seen it before. But I did see it before. I wrote it down here. But I'm like, I'm not sure I like this trailer. I'm not saying it's bad. But The Social Reckoning. Do you remember this trailer? Social Reckoning?
I saw half of it and then I was like, I gotta pee.
Oh, you got up during the movie? Oh, I didn't even notice. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh,
never pay attention to me. I didn't watch the first one, but the one thing I did notice is that Jeremy Strong does sound like Mark Zuckerberg when he was like talking. I was like, oh my God, he's like nailing the voice. It's crazy.
I thought he did a good job. It's funny because my wife said that she's like, I'm not sure about the guy playing Mark Zuckerberg. He's like Temu Mark Zuckerberg. Like,
oh.
She said like it's like he's playing an actor playing Mark Zuckerberg. Like it's like he's two spots removed from playing Mark Zuckerberg. I'm like, I don't really agree with that. That's a little harsh. I'm not sure. She had a lot of critiques yesterday for when we watched the movie. She didn't like Disclosure Day.
Yeah.
She had issues with various things. She had issues with the CG. We didn't talk about the CG. I didn't mind the CG. Yeah. You know why I didn't mind it? I feel like you said
Coca-Cola commercial.
Yeah, they're like a Coca-Cola, right? The Coca-Cola animals, but in like the Christmas commercials. But I also think that they're kind of too perfect. What?
Pre-AI Coca-Cola commercials. I got to preface that.
Right. The thing about the CG is it's like they're almost two perfect versions of animals, but that works in the context of the film. I didn't. Yeah, I meant to say that earlier.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. I was okay with the CG. I wasn't terribly disappointed in it. But anyway, The Social Reckoning. So I guess you didn't see the trailer, so you don't even have a perspective. But my perspective on this is that I really like the first movie. It's a David Fincher movie written by Aaron Sorkin. The soundtrack by Brett Reznor and Atticus Ross is excellent. It's like one of the first movies they did. Like those are the 9 Inch Nails guys, and I really like the soundtrack like a lot. And they're not doing the soundtrack for The Social Reckoning, but they showed the last tones of the trailer are the soundtrack. But it's not even. That's not even. It's not them. It's Alexandre Desplat, like the composer for Grand Budapest Hotel, is doing this soundtrack. So I'm like, I don't even know the score for this. So I'm not even sure what it's going to be like because the only thing I really took from it was the last tones. I like the actors in it. I think it's a great combination. I'm just curious to see how the plot will come together as a whole as well. That's the other question. And it's not David Fincher directing this. It's Aaron Sorkin. So Aaron Sorkin's directing and writing this one. And I like Aaron Sorkin's movies that we've seen that he directed. At the very least, we saw the movie with Jessica Chastain. What was that called? The one where it's like
Molly's Game.
Molly's Game, which I thought was really good. Like I really
I like
enjoyed
that movie a lot.
So I think he's capable of doing a good job here. But I don't know. Those two pieces of David Fincher being not doing this one, and then the score not being done by Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor makes me kind of sad a little bit because I feel like that it would have been cool if he could have got them. I'm sure David Fincher's working on that Quentin Tarantino Cliff Booth movie, or was working on it when this was being made, or maybe Aaron Sorkin just really had the passion to do it himself and David Fincher wasn't interested, or who knows. But I do like the actors involved. Jeremy Allen White, Jeremy Strong, pretty cool. Academy Award winner, I'm forgetting her name.
Mikey Madison.
Thank you, Mikey Madison. So yeah, I think it could be good, but I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. So that's
me too.
My biggest loss.
Disappointment.
It brings like the Intergalactic Heretic Prophet from like a 9 interest for me to like a 12 out of 10.
Nice.
The fact that they're involved. So
yeah, it brings it from a 10 for me to a 13.
Whoa. Okay then. Ooh.
Yeah, one over you. One over you in both aspects.
Any other trailers you want to point out before we close the show out, sir?
I don't.
Okay. I guess that's it then.
I don't have any other trailer.
Great. Guess that's it.
I don't.
The show. So do you have anything to say to the audience before we go? What's this long pause here?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything.
Really thinking.
Something to say. Maybe something heartwarming. Maybe something powerful.
Oh, okay.
Maybe something just simple as, love your little ones. Love your pets. Spend extra time with them.
Right. Yeah.
Give them a nice little hug.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I agree.
Do it up.
Yeah. Do it up.
Do that.
All right then.
Do it up. Do that.
Okay.
Deep.
Thank you for listening, audience, to episode 138 of Split Focus, a film and TV podcast. My name is Simon Eady, and it has been a pleasure to host you alongside my heartwarming and powerful co-host, Adrian Finter. Please join us on June 30th, 2026 for episode 139.
Yeah.
Good evening to you, and good luck.
Take care, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Take care. See you later. Goodbye forever. Not forever.